Ninjas, welcome to Warrior Wednesday. It's Wednesday, July 8th, first week of July, stepping into this month with force, or I would say power instead of force. And July is the month of freedom, freedom. We talked about that last week. So if you're in the US, and you celebrate 4th of July. In the US, we do celebrate 4th of July, which is Independence Day. Would love to hear what you got to create over 4th of July weekend. It was on Saturday. What did you do? How did you create value for yourself in that experience? And what were you up to? And this year is so different because 4th of July happened in COVID, and this is new territory for all of us, by the way. So I'm sure you can relate and resonate that we didn't have our typical going out there with fireworks, 4th of July, fireworks scene, if you will. It was such a very different experience for all of us. So I'm curious what you got to create and what did you do if you went out of town or if you stayed put. What are some fun things you got to do to celebrate your freedom? And also, what does freedom mean to you? I'm asking you this question because many people I have conversations with, we always speak into what I want to be free. Well, what does that look like for you? What does freedom mean to you? What is being free? What does that experience mean to you? Is it freedom of having the time to do what you want to do? What does that look like? So if you're on here live, say, hey, give yourself some hearts so I can see you, or maybe even comment in the chat. Let me know you're here. And if you're catching the replay, comment with hashtag encore so I can be like, yo, thanks for tuning in. And by the way, there is thunder going on right now on the East Coast. It's overcast and it looks like it's about to rain, which is beautiful. I love rainy summer days. I love rain. I love thunder. I love lightning. And it's just that's my scene. So if you're like me, say that. That'd be cool. Like to connect with you guys. So today, we're going into episode 2 of what we created from last week. Last week, we talked about creating value for yourself. Are you being valuable? What are you doing about this whole COVID thing? Are you still creating value for yourself? And if not, then this is a great opportunity for you to check in. So if you didn't catch episode 1 from last week, the quickest way for you to access that is you can go to YouTube, to my YouTube channel, Zena Solomon, and you can catch that episode so that you can get caught up with a couple of tips that I gave you on what it looks like for you to create value for yourself and what it means actually to create value. So with that being said, we're on episode 2, and I have a couple other tips for you that I'm going to share that will support you in being in this energy. So if you're excited, let me know that you're excited so I can feel your energy while we're going about this. So, hey, Braxton, great to see you. So we live in a world that is, there's a phrase called VUCA, V-U-C-A, V as in Victor, VUCA world. We live in a VUCA world. And I actually learned this term recently in a training that I did a couple weeks ago, and it's an acronym. It stands for volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. This is the world that we live in, especially with COVID, riots, social injustice, everything that's going on. This is the current world we live in. And for us to adapt and to shift and to pivot and to reinvent and redesign, it takes a high level of consciousness, a high level of awareness, and also a high level of creativity to look at things outside of our own boxes. So if you know what I'm talking about, give me some feedback. So we get to get outside of the box and look at things from a very different and holistic perspective. So are you creating value for yourself? And creating value would be like you looking for ways to enhance your skills, looking for ways to enhance other people's skills, serving other people, making a difference for them, maybe even getting certified, or maybe even going back to school if something that was one of your visions, or maybe even taking a really good look at your health and taking your health to a whole new level. And I had shared this in my previous video last week, where people are coming out of this experience. And I mean, COVID is still here. A lot of states are still in lockdown. We're in partial lockdown. So it's not like New Jersey opened or anything. It's partially open. So what value are you creating for yourself in this experience? So what are you doing? Are you taking your health on? Are you eating healthy? Are you like, what are some activities you're engaging with? So Tony Robbins says this quote, and my sense is it'll land for you. He says, energy flows where attention goes. So my question for you is, where are you putting your attention and energy? Are you putting it on the things for you to create value, or are you being in the breakdown of what's going on here in this space? So that's something for you. My intention is for you to be conscious, to be a conscious creator, okay? So here's some other ways for you to create value for yourself. So you want to be intentional with the activities that you're engaging in. And here's what I mean by being intentional. So being intentional is being aware, like, okay, why, like, what are some activities that I do? Like, you get to ask yourself, what are activities that you're engaging with every single day? And you want to connect with whether these activities are coming from an autopilot space, or are you being a conscious creator of these activities? So are you more like on autopilot, or are you being aware of what activities you're doing and why you're doing it? Okay. And the reason I ask you this is because you get to connect with your vision. And so 2020, Vision 2020, it's still here. You get to decide how you want to manifest your 2020 vision and how you want to create it for the rest of the year, for the balance of the year. So are the activities that you're engaging in every single day, are they in alignment with your vision? And are you conscious about creating them, or are you on autopilot? So that's the first thing, one of the things you get to look into. Secondly, you get to look at the distractions and ask yourself, what is one of your biggest distractions? What deters you from being on track? What takes you away from being in the game? What are some things that suck up your energy, if you will? Or who are the people that maybe suck up your energy? So you get to connect with that, because you don't want to allow distractions to have you deviate from your initial plan. COVID could be a distraction for many people, and many people actually have used COVID as an excuse for them to not get things done, which actually in reality, COVID was a big wake-up call. It sped up things that would have happened probably later on. So it's like a huge wake-up call. So if it's not now, then when? If you had something you wanted to do, but you didn't get to do it, well, you had a lot of time. Many people had a lot of time in the beginning of COVID. I personally didn't, but most people did, okay? So where are you putting your energy and attention? Are you putting it on the distractions, or are you putting it on the activities that are tied directly to your vision? So these are a couple of things for you to consider and look at for you to create value for yourself in this experience, okay? Because my intention is you actually become a conscious creator and create what you're here to create, and still make the most out of 2020 despite all the things that occurred. So that's my vision for you guys, okay? So I'm going to quickly wrap this up and give you your mission for this week. So this week, your mission is to check in with yourself, like do a check-in and ask yourself, are the activities that I'm participating in and engaging in every single day, are they conscious or are they on autopilot? Because you may have been on autopilot before COVID, and then when COVID happened, it interrupted your flow, and then you created maybe a different set of autopilots. You get to connect with that, okay? So are you on autopilot, or are you a conscious creator? So, and if you're catching the replay, or if you're on here live, please comment so you can share what's opening up for you, and be a giver, be generous with your knowledge for other people as well, okay? So that's your first mission. Second mission is I want you to share, what is the number one thing that distracts you? What distracts you? What is it? Social media? Like, what takes your attention away from being focused on what's important to you? So we'd love to hear what that looks like for you guys, okay? So I'm going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for tuning in for Warrior Wednesday. I'll see you next week, same time, same station, 1 o'clock Pacific, 4 o'clock Eastern. All right, gang, see you later. Bye for now.